Okay, all right. I'm not going to get too excited here. It's just one day, but if you guys take a look above my head, you're going to see that Bitcoin is up 2.99% on the day. We have an article from Cointelegraph where they're highlighting their analysis of why Bitcoin is up on the day. I'll share my thoughts towards the end. I will have a link to this article down in the description below. I am not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. Everything I'm sharing is my own opinion. It's my own research. I highly encourage you guys to go do your own research. And with that being said, let's go ahead and dive on into the news. This from Kyle White says, why is Bitcoin price up today? Bitcoin, altcoins, and stocks rallied after a week of losses, but is the current bullish momentum sustainable? Bitcoin price is up on November 22nd, and a market-wide rally in crypto prices suggests that Bitcoin, Binance Coin, and Ethereum could be bouncing off of yearly lows. The current rally in Bitcoin and select altcoins could indicate the market is in the process of completing its purge, even with liquidity issues being faced by Digital Currency Group and Genesis Trading being unresolved. The stock market is also showing green candles with the Dow Jones Industrial posting a 0.94% gain and the S&P 500 rallying 1%. With the November jobs report releasing on December 2nd, equities traders will look for strong growth to show market resiliency, which would drive prices higher. As reports by Cointelegraph, Bitcoin will likely remain closely correlated to U.S. equities and display the same price dynamics. Here are 3 reasons why Bitcoin price rallied after a week of pain and the details of key drivers of the growth. Bitcoin open interest remains tilted toward short traders. Since Bitcoin price crashed to the $17,600 level on June 18th, the open interest of Bitcoin futures contracts has been surging. Sharp price moves in Bitcoin price could trigger another liquidation event, but it is difficult to determine whether the move would be the upside or downside. Many traders agree that if the Federal Reserve were to pivot on its current policy of quantitative tightening and interest rate hikes, Bitcoin price could surge to the upside and liquidate a significant portion of the short interest in future contracts. The FTX crash triggered a wave of liquidations, which sent Bitcoin price spiraling down. Data shows that $549 million in cross-crypto longs were liquidated on November 7th, sending the Bitcoin price below $16,000. Inversely, short liquidations directly help push Bitcoin price higher by forcing automated buy pressure. The current rally is seeing short open interest gaining momentum, which can further help Bitcoin price. Longer-term data is in Bitcoin's favor, according to market analysts. Investors' confidence in the crypto market could also be rising due to their belief that the United States Federal Reserve could roll out smaller-sized interest rate hikes in the next 2 months. In the Fed's statement, the possibility of policy shift does remain open. In order to attain a stance of monetary policy that is sufficiently restrictive to return inflation to the 2% over time, in determining the pace of future increases in the target range, the committee will take into account the cumulative tightening of monetary policy, the lags with which monetary policy affects economic activity and inflation, and economic and financial developments. According to Macro Micro, a firm that publishes investors' consensus estimates on expected changes in interest rates, shows that interest rates may be lower than previously anticipated in the near future. The graph points to a possible slowdown in the interest rate hikes. The public sentiment shows that future rates may fall, and investors believe that this has created the possibility for a broad crypto market recovery. The S&P 500 and the NASDAQ provide a general overview of the economy in general. Currently, Bitcoin, the NASDAQ, and the S&P 500 share a high correlation coefficient. Therefore, if interest rates ease and the economy grows, Bitcoin could reverse course if a similar turnaround were to take place in equities markets. The better the macro climate, the better for Bitcoin price. Bitcoin hits a yearly low and shows signs of being oversold. The Relative Strength Index, or RSI, is a popular technical analysis for measuring if Bitcoin is overbought or oversold. When the RSI is below 30, Bitcoin is considered oversold. Historically, when the RSI goes below 30, Bitcoin sees a sharp price bounce upwards. According to Ray Salmon, head of markets at Cointelegraph, From the vantage point of technical analysis, the market, BTC especially, has been under heavy selling, and typically when the relative strength index, RSI, dips to and below 30, it's a sign of oversold conditions. Taking a look at the daily and weekly RSI, one will notice that the indicator has a high occurrence of bouncing from the oversold zone, and the asset price follows. What remains to be seen is whether Bitcoin recapturing the $16,000 level turns out to be a bull trap before the price continues lower. While Bitcoin price is showing some bullish momentum in the short term, the larger challenges of rising interest rates, reduced inflow and liquidity in the crypto market, and the threat of contagion from FTX's insolvency impacting the entire market continue to weigh on Bitcoin price. So something else that I think that's very important here to take note of is capitulation, because you do have a series of miners, a vast quantity of them. We've been seeing the hash rate hitting historic highs, suggesting even more players coming in, trying to mine Bitcoin itself. And yes, that does help strengthen the security of the system. Don't get me wrong. There is that benefits that's there. But if you're a miner and you're now earning less Bitcoin per time that you're contributing for mining, and on top of it too, the value of Bitcoin itself is going down, and maybe you also need to spend some extra money because you need to try and increase the performances of your equipment, because guess what? Other people getting their equipment upgraded also has an impact back on you. So it's not necessarily about the number of miners, it's also about the quality of the miners themselves. And when you factor in all of these expenses, overhead, all that kind of stuff, definitely comes to a point where as a miner, you have to ask yourself, do I need to sell now? Are you being forced into a position where you literally have to sell some of your Bitcoin? But guess what? If you start selling, what does that do to the price of Bitcoin? It causes Bitcoin's price to go down. And then the further that Bitcoin's price gets driven down, then you're seeing a lot of other things take place. You see people getting liquidated on long positions when they do margin calls. You're going to see other miners where they look at it and they say, hey, this is my bottom line. If Bitcoin hits this level, I'm going to have to sell. So it hits their level, drives it down to another level. Some other miner might be looking at that and saying, hey, hit this level, I'm going to be forced to have to sell. So now you got a whole bunch of overflow going on in the market. There's still uncertainties of these companies that are being mentioned, the ones being tied over with the fallout of FTX. And what exactly is going to be the ramifications with those companies? How are people going to react to it? Are people going to be a lot more like, it's just another day now? Like, the fact is that when FTX, that whole debacle happened, it was a shock, right? But if that same kind of thing, but on a smaller scale, just keeps happening, other people kind of be like, oh, I'm not surprised by it now. I've just kind of became numb to it. So you got to see what people are going to react to with this. Another thing too is Elon Musk, MicroStrategy. These are big name players. And yeah, compared to other companies, etc. out there, they don't necessarily have as much Bitcoin. MicroStrategy has a ton. But the point is that because they're in such a public spotlight, their actions, if they were to start selling Bitcoin, would potentially cause people to become scared and then cause other people to also start dumping, which again, so it's just like this big domino effect, right? The same can be said too when we go into a bull run. FOMO, everyone's just diving on in. So as it is right now, things are looking good. Potentially it's a bull trap we could end up seeing with this other news of these companies if they full on go on bankrupt. And so we're talking about Digital Currency Group, Genesis Trading. If those things, there's bad news coming out with that, we might see the price start to drop down once again. And again, could be that bull trap. People could be coming in right now trying to do these long margin called positions only to end up getting wrecked and then hurting the whole market even more. You got to be so careful if you use any kind of margin trading. In fact, many people would say don't even do it, but I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. Go do your own research. Figure it out for yourselves, guys. Now, last thing is that I do want to go ahead and share with you is Webull. There is a referral link in the description. You can trade stocks and cryptocurrency on Webull, and you could get up to 12 free stocks if you use that referral link. You open up an account, you could get 2 free fractional shares, each valued up to $300. If you deposit any amount, you could receive 4 to 10 free fractional shares, each valued up to $3,000. You're more than likely going to get a share that's valued around $3, $4, something like that. But with the market being down, could be a good opportunity for you. Again, just an option, providing the link. If you want to use it, feel free. I've been using Webull for a while now. Thank you so much to my Patreon supporters. Double shout out thank you to WeLoveSafeMoon.com, Victor Vegas, SafeMoon Oz for being higher level patrons. Also, thank you to my YouTube members for your support. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit subscribe, hit the thumbs up like button. God bless, and we will see you in the next episode.